We got one of the easiest out of bounds that I've ever seen in a game. A rather unexpected out of bounds as well. A lot of hands and a house that I'm sure some of you might find familiar. This game is called Exorcism Ritual. It's about £2 on Steam. It has mixed reviews. And according to the Steam description, Exorcism Ritual's an Indonesian horror game where you can face an enemy based on an Indonesian urban legend and give different experiences instead of making the main character defenseless. We provide various weapons that you can buy from the merchant. If it wasn't already obvious, this is made by an Indonesian developer, so obviously English isn't their first language, just like other games that we've seen, but props for them for not just putting this into Google Translate, although that may have had some better results. What excited me the most about this is this knife. Yeah, the idea of actually having a weapon in a horror game is pretty cool, especially for an indie game like this. There are a few things that this game does right, but there are also other things that it doesn't do too well, and had to dust off my notepad and pen just to write things down so I don't go insane. It was a good time. So let's see what the hell this game is about. Well, first things first, there's no Steam VR, so that's a plus. And the title screen looks pretty nice. I mean, it's likely that this was just from an asset pack, but it's a good choice. You've got new game, load game, even though this is the first time that I'm playing it, and the options are actually pretty decent. It's already got a lot more than horror adventure, which literally just had 2 checkboxes. And when you go to start new game, the page actually turns. And there are some different difficulties, I would assume. But for now, I select medium, and for some reason I have some quite worrying thoughts.
So the reason why I actually wanted to play this game is because knife. I can finally be I could be British for once, alright? I can actually stab people. Right, not much is going on when I actually try to stab him, but he's wriggling about.
After satisfying my compulsion to give this guy a little poke, I moved forward, and to be honest with you, the whole thing looks pretty good so far. But I was also wondering how this game would actually scare me. Would it be just some kind of PNG jump scare? Even worse, a JPEG? Well, we'll see later, and I hate to say it, but they got me good. Anyway, up the path, there's this cabin here, and I was quite surprised at what I found inside.
Explore a house. Oh, there we go. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Being able to actually break stuff, so I've got some ammo. Yeah, this is what I like about this game so far, is the fact that you've got a gun. Oh, that's weird though. Kind of a strange invisible wall to have there. I'm a bit worried about that, because that just tells me that I'm probably going to get stuck on something whilst running away. Can I get through this? Thank God for that.
I'm starting to sound a bit like a homicidal maniac here, but yeah, the ability to break boxes is a good sign. At least now I know how to get ammunition. But I'm already concerned at the invisible wall here, and trust me, that's going to become a recurring theme later on. But I did notice an issue, at least when it came to switching your weapons. The only way to actually swap a weapon is to hold Q and use this wheel. You can't scroll with your mouse, you can't use the number keys, or even just cycle through by tapping Q. However, it's not too much of an issue. But now I need to figure out how to get through this gate, and it turns out that I need to find a key.
You don't have the GWO key. Did I not? Oh. Am I supposed to? That's a bit weird. Oh, I can open these. Okay. Crazy mechanics so far, eh? Now it's pitch black, but I got a flashlight straight off the bat. Let's see if I can just stab things. They look fairly stabbable. I'm just going to do it. Can I kill this thing? Oh Christ, they do a fair amount of damage. Oh man. So it's already a little bit jank, not gonna lie. Just gonna have to be careful with this. I don't know what I picked up, but I think those are... I just picked up some ETH. Wow, I'm actually mining crypto in this game. Perfect.
After killing these hands and getting some ETH, I then find this gate that has a note. The best thing about this is that you can actually read the note without picking it up, which is a small detail, whether intentional or not, that I quite like. But what it says on the note is the following.
I watched your interview on TV yesterday. You said you only have 7 sports cars, and your goal is to have 100 sport cars. Just saying, if you succeed to exercise my house, I'm gonna pay you thrice. Does it actually say the same thing? Yes, it does, but right through the door.
Now, after reading this message, I was a bit confused. I couldn't seem to find a way forward. I thought that I had to get through the gate somehow, and everywhere seemed to have some kind of invisible wall. But surprise, surprise, I was just an idiot and I didn't see this path. Now, down this path, there is a merchant, and after stabbing all of his stuff, I checked out the store.
Wow, I got a lot of ETH. No, I got 0 ETH. What happened to my ETH? I actually love how it is genuinely Ethereum. This is the first game that includes crypto that so far is pretty decent. I don't actually know what my pistol requires though. Hang on. Okay, we need 45 ACP. Sorry, I'm British. I don't know how guns work, alright? I need more ETH.
After deciding to hodl my ETH, I moved on to the next level and found something quite surprising. There's this little tree stump with a piece of paper and you can actually save your game. I know it's quite a basic feature, but if you've seen the games that I've played so far, finding a fundamental element like this is actually quite nice to see. But the next bit was a bit of a challenge.
Wow, okay, that's a big graveyard. What is going to be in here? I'm gonna do my best. Ooh! Ah, it's another one. 3 shots to kill them. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try stabbing them. Never mind. God damn. I think I killed one though. Okay, we need a quick replay because I'm pretty damn sure I just saw E.
Upon reviewing the footage, I can confirm that I didn't see E, it was in fact H to heal whilst I was dead. I'm gonna be honest, this bit took a while. You see, we had the merchant before, but I wasn't all too sure what I need to spend my money on. But extra ammo definitely would have helped. So far, the only enemy I've encountered are these hands, and they take about 3 shots to kill. Now, the knife does do damage to them, but it's really difficult to get a hit on them, especially when they go straight under you. So the knife is kinda useless. There is also the ability to crouch in this game, but I see no use for it whatsoever because there's no real sneak mechanics. Enemies just lock onto you if you get close enough. Now, I ran around this bit quite a lot, and I had to be very careful with my ammo and take each of these hands on one by one. But after I did that, there's this well, and, well, you can see for yourself.
I had to kill them all to enter? Christ, okay. I got 42 ETH though, so I hope... Wow. I wasn't even prepared to get jump scared, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so I've got some ammo, right? I've got 1, I can heal myself once. Please tell me there is a save point. It's so weird to have a merchant at the beginning of the game when you have, like, no money. And like, you can't explore this stuff here. I like this so far. Like, there's a part of me where I'm just thinking, okay, it's pretty decent, but, like, let me explore these little bits. You could do so much here. You could put some secret things in there, boxes, ammo, and even if there isn't ammo, it's just extra exploration. It's way too linear. Thank God. 36. At least I can defend myself just a little bit. I've just got to scout out the enemies before they see me. That's where you... Come on. Look. Invisible wall. Oh my God. Is that an enemy? That looks very weird. Can I kill it? I think I can. Please tell me I'm not wasting my shots. So, you're telling me that I just wasted my shots on this floating head. I guess it's already jump scared me, so it's probably just taking a break. There is something over there, though.
If it wasn't already obvious, I'm starting to see more of the rough edges around this game. And trust me, this is only the start of it. The invisible walls are a bit of a joke. I mean, not even being able to walk over grass or explore some of these buildings is a bit weird. It also turns out that this dark area has absolutely nothing besides a couple of boxes with some ammo in them. So with nothing else to do, I pressed on forward, expecting something to happen. But when I go down this path, I see a blue light, which means there's a merchant nearby. And this time, I can actually buy something of value. Or at least, at the time, that's what I thought.
A bit weird, just kind of exploring an empty place, and then there's this guy, but hey. And then just seeing a floating head. It doesn't make sense so far, but whatever. High power handgun. That might be quite good. I feel like having a shotgun might be a good idea, but I don't know about trying to hunt when there's like no light. You know, I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna flip 1 British pound. Heads, I go for the revolver. Tails, I go for the shotgun. It was tails for the shotgun, yeah, okay. That's good, I like shotguns, especially illegal ones like this that are sawn off. Brilliant, I've got that, but I need ammo. 10 ETH. Wait, what? How much do I get? Is it just a whole box? Let's see. You get 4. I'm gonna get some health. I think that's a bit more important at this point. I'm going to be very careful with this. I'm probably going to use the handgun as much as I can.
With a shotgun in hand, I felt a little bit more safe. But in the next level, we find ourselves in this very open space. And if you're a professional gamer like me, you know that large open spaces means one thing. Big enemy, or a boss, or both. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. There were just more hands.
My god. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of hands. Just back up a little bit. I don't want to piss them off. My god, I should have got the sniper rifle. Did I even kill it? I'm pretty sure I got 3 shots on one. Oh god. Right. Screw it. Getting the hang of this. I was going to say hand of this for a wicked pun, but it's time to actually see how this works. Oh my god. Yeah, it packs a punch, but these guys are just a little bit more mean. Okay, he's just scurrying off. I've got no more ammo for this. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I can kill all of these guys, because there's only 2 left. What else do I need to do here? Go that way, I guess. Any optional stuff? Any chests? I'm pretty sure this is just a wide open space. That's it. And then there we go.
After that fight, I came to the conclusion that the shotgun was probably not the best pick. But thankfully, I survived, and in the next bit, there was another merchant. And because I killed so many hands, I could actually afford a revolver, which actually turns out to be probably the best pick so far. Anyway, moving forwards, I continue into the woods, and I found this cabin. Inside this cabin, you can save your game, and there's also some food on the side. I mean, I picked it up because I could, and I saved my game because I was expecting there to be something much worse than the hands I've already encountered. But after doing a bit of parkour on the furniture, I continued exploring.
At least they got the fence or banister right in this game. At least they got that right. That's very important, as I've displayed. What does this say? Hi, Kiendra. This is my private... What? This is my private super expensive farm. You said to complete the ritual, you need fresh flesh and whatever that word is. Oh, it's the food. It's the food. It's the food that I found. This is the stuff. Yeah, Saiyan.
At this point, I was kind of on edge. I haven't encountered anything that's scary, any enemies in this section, and it got to a point where I genuinely was just expecting something to happen. But you know what they say, be careful what you wish for.
Waiting for something to happen. Come on. Don't let me have a voice crack and not jump scare me straight after. Come on. Oh. That was so shit, but it actually got me. I'm so pissed at myself.
You know, I play these games in a dark room, mostly because of the electric bill, but I'm ashamed to say that this is not the only time the game got me. Anyway, moving on, we find some food on the floor, and there's this bridge. The annoying part about this bridge is that there's this little gap here. Well, in most games, you could probably just walk over it. But in this game, they have an invisible wall so you don't fall through. I understand why they put that there. I don't think they really want people going out of bounds. But as we'll see later, they messed up on that in the worst way possible. Anyway, following this path, there were a couple more hands, which I tried to kill with my revolver, but then realized that I probably want to save some of the ammo for later, which was a good decision because the next merchant that I find is completely inaccessible. He's just standing there with some weapons in the background, and no matter how hard I try, I'm completely unable to open the store. But little did I know that this would actually be the last time that I would even need to use the store, let alone use my weapons. Because as I moved on, I came up to this comically large gate and found myself at a very familiar house.
Oh, okay. Here's the house. Recognize this house? Does it ring a bell? Do you remember these stairs? Do you remember the couch? This right here is the Spider Queen cave house. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not just the Spider Queen cave house. Other people have said that they've seen this in VR chat or other places as well, but it's very interesting. Like, I already know the layout of this place, although it is a bit different. Can I close the door? No. But I can inspect this. So I need to figure out a code. You don't have the universal key, so I need the universal key.
Like I said there, it's quite interesting exploring a place that you've already been to before, but in a different game. So of course, I went upstairs to see if I can access my senior sister's bedroom, but there was nothing there besides a place where I could actually save the game. However, when I explored a bit further, it became clear that I needed keys to enter these rooms. And because I was so focused on finding things, I wasn't prepared for this.
Hell, man. Christ.
I've got to give credit where it's due. This game does have a habit of being eerily quiet and then all of a sudden jump scaring the shit out of you. But with that out of the way, I continued my investigation and found a couple of interesting things.
I need to find this universal key. Okay. Install the saying. Hey, do you know what that looks like? That looks like the Q from Human Future, whatever it's called. I'll put a reference on the screen to what I'm trying to say. Really cool lore, that stuff. You know, I haven't read the books, but I've seen the stuff. Okay, what does this say? Secret expensive juice. Expensive banana. Expensive apple, expensive banana. Expensive apple, expensive apple. Expensive banana, expensive apple. That is definitely an expensive juice.
It was kind of weird reading this note and seeing some fruit on a couple of scales. To be honest, I thought that this was a puzzle, but it's not. And I went back to the symbol that we saw earlier and placed some food on it, but nothing happened. Because I didn't have any keys to open anything, I was completely and utterly lost. So I went around the house again to see if there was anything I missed, and I did in fact miss this note right here. But the writing was so small that I almost broke my neck trying to read it.
Keindra Note 1. I have to get real close to read this. I hate this. I want to be... What?
Even trying to zoom into it, I still can't figure out what exactly it's trying to say, but it goes something like this. I hate this. I want to be burnt as Ravadar. We need to sell my pride. No need to work hard. I can try everything I want. Even it will falter. I can try another way. I hope government make regulation that only rich people can have child. So people like me never touch these pain. Yeah, I have no idea what the guy's on about, but there are more of these notes and each one seems to be weirder than the last. But as great as this note was, I still had no clue what to do. So I went outside to see if there was anything there. And there was. Another note, but this time I could read it.
Yeah, I am the chosen one. I love born as a poor guy. I hope when I got reborn, I born with one hand. My parent have different religions, so they got divorced. Yeah, that's good for my backstory, so people will impressed on how great I am. I am Keindra, the creature that closest to the god. I got rich on my young age without a rich parent. I'm going to be real honest. I don't think this is this person's first language, so fair enough. At least they're not using a translator. They're clearly trying to write this out on their own, but if anything, it's comical.
Putting grammar and obvious translation issues aside, I'm still very confused as to what this guy is on about. I mean, it's clear that he wants to become a god and that he's kind of nuts. But the issue still remains. I have no idea what to do next. Until it occurred to me, when I went back inside, that this little box right here is the key to moving forwards. The way this box works is that it flashes for a second and then one of the squares flashes after that. If you click the square that flashed, then the same square will flash again, but another one will flash after. This is, as you guessed, a sequence puzzle. You've got to press the buttons in the right order each and every single time. And every time you get it right, these lights at the bottom turn on.
Off.
Now there are 10 of these lights, and I'm pretty bad at these puzzles because it requires me to use my 3-second long memory. However, after a couple of failed attempts, I finally did it, and I was so pleased with myself.
Nah. I have to make these stupid noises literally just so I can do it, right? I know it's cringe, but I've got to do it. And that's the only way I can remember like 10 steps of that shit. Anyway, I've got the looping room key.
With this key, I'm now able to access a room in this house. So of course, I go around and check every single door just to see what I could open. But little did I know, the door that I could open would lead me to absolute hell.
Is it here? Oh, it is. Ah, of course. Now I'm in the basement. What? Hold on a second. I can go backwards? Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do it. And I don't even trust this shotgun. Okay. Me, man. That actually scared me so bad. This is just me just going down the stairs right now. Yeah, it's not very normal. So I guess I gotta go this way now. That's why it's called the looping key. You loop around.
I spent a lot of time in this area. I mean, it got to a point where I was just going around and round and round. I was going in one direction for a good while, seeing if anything changed or that was what I was meant to do. I was meant to just keep on going until like something happened. But no, nothing happened. So I went back and I kept going upstairs again and again and again, but still nothing. Believe me when I say this, I looked at every single thing that I could just to see if I could find a clue, but I just couldn't find anything. At some point, I genuinely thought that this was a joke from the developer. Like, you just get stuck in this hellhole and there's no way to escape besides going back to your previous save. But that wasn't the case. I was meant to be here. Because there was no clear direction as to what I had to do, it even got to a point where I thought I had to break through this window, and when I got up onto this set of drawers, I could see through the top of the map. However, there was this clock. Out of everything, this object stood out the most. So I thought, after trying literally everything else, that whatever this puzzle is must have something to do with the hours. Because before entering this room, the door said 7 and Sudoku. So I went back downstairs, went back to the clock, and I found that the number changed. However, it skipped ahead from 6 to 10. So it was clear that every time I went downstairs or upstairs, the number would change. And all I had to do was get it to 7. If I went downstairs, it would skip ahead by 2, but if I went upstairs, it would skip ahead by 1 only once. So in the end, I figured out that all I had to do is first get it to 12, go upstairs once so it goes to 1, and then keep going downstairs until it reaches 7. But unfortunately, that's only the first part of this entire level.
Christ, lots to take in here. I'm going to survey the battlefield. We got 2 number 3s. All 3s on this side. It's Sudoku. I've probably not even pronounced it right. I've not played Sudoku in so long. Okay, this is the puzzle part of the game. 1. I've opened 1. I can't even remember how to play Sudoku. Well, that's the thing as well. Like, if you have to rely on people to remember how to play something like this, I've got bad news for you. Might be difficult to know what the hell's going on. Whoa! I'm in shock.
Yeah, sorry I didn't give you any warning for that one. In fact, I got jump scared so hard that I totally forgot this even happened. But anyway, we're now in the Sudoku part of the game. The only reason why I know it's Sudoku is because of the little message on the first door that said 7 and Sudoku. We've already done the 7, now we just need to figure out how Sudoku works with doors. But while exploring this area and failing a couple of times, my curiosity for closing open doors made for quite a confusing situation, because after having to do the looping corridor again, this happened.
Okay, I'm gonna do something that... I guess I'm gonna do some magic. What just happened? Wow. I have just teleported through the wall. Gonna be brutally honest here. I've never had a situation like that, but this is fun. This is interesting. Will I fall off? No. I'm not like annoyed at anything, or like there's no issues with the quality, I guess. It's just, well, there you go, I've fallen. So at least we get to see, there we go, we get to see my arms spinning. Just great is I can actually look at my guns. Oh god, that's even worse. I can't shoot or anything. Like I'm so bugged out right now. Oh, it's doing that thing. Okay, I'm gonna let this run. It's doing that thing where the further you fall, the more messed up the graphics gets. Like the models, I don't even know what it's called, but like, look, you can see this right now. The models are going nuts. Yeah, man, there's nothing healthy about this. You can even see the shotgun shells.
Believe it or not, this is not the only Out of Bounds experience. The worst is yet to come. But as fun as that was, I still had a bit of an issue. I completely forgot how to play Sudoku, so I looked it up online just to refresh my mind, and I figured out that I couldn't open any doors where the same number would be in the same row or same column. I could probably describe that a lot better, but the point is, I did that, but then it came to a dead end. I opened every single door that I could, and nothing happened. So I went ahead to open other doors, seeing if it was in fact just random. But that only resulted in another hand grabbing me from behind one of the doors, and me having to restart this bit again. To be honest, I was just sick and tired of this whole bit. Even trying to play by the rules didn't work. So I did the unspeakable. I got a notepad, and because I didn't have any pens, I also got a pencil. With this new set of tools, I went ahead to map the level, and I went around to each and every single door and wrote down the numbers. I made sure to tick off every single door that didn't have a jump scare. And at first, using Sudoku logic, or at least I think it's Sudoku logic, I'm not a pro or anything like that, I managed to get to the same point that I was at before. But then I started to see a pattern. I noticed that in all 4 sections, the bottom left number would be safe, and the top right number would be safe. And it actually worked. That was the puzzle. To me, it makes absolutely no sense, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of annoyed after this. In fact, I was worried because this was only just one room. What other puzzles would I have to suffer through just to complete this game? Well, thankfully, after opening the last door, I found a key. And when I got back to the house, I could finally continue. You see, with this key, I can open up other rooms and explore for a bit, which was good, but then there was this safe that I had to find the combination for. Now, in my head, I was thinking, wait a minute, I've already found some notes around the house with mirrored numbers. So I thought maybe that's the clue. And all I have to do is find every single one of them and record them in order, which I did. But for the life of me, I could only find 4 numbers. And this box requires 5. Now, I did try to eliminate every possible answer, but that didn't work. So I thought maybe there's something else that I missed. Maybe there's something I need to do first. So I go outside to explore. And eventually, I went back to the comically large gate, only to find myself in disbelief.
Any notes on the floor or anything like that I just missed from the beginning? Well, that's normal. So I can just kind of walk out the gate then. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. As in, like, how do you forget to put a collider on the one thing that's meant to stop you from doing this?
The fact that I can just walk through the gate and go out of bounds is insane. It's almost like they thought that nobody's really going to even try that in the first place, but there you go, I did it. Now, I wanted to explore this wasteland for as long as I could. I knew that at some point it would probably just stop and then there would be a drop to the absolute abyss. But I didn't find that. It was just pitch black, there was nothing there, and that was about it. However, when I loaded my save and went back to the gate again, I realized that I could go around the map. And the best part about this is that I managed to find the first merchant, which meant that I found a safe way to easily access the merchant that was outside of the gate. But I thought to myself, if I could interact with the merchant, why not interact with one of the gates? And when I did, it took me back to the previous levels. There's no level selection in this game, so if you wanted to replay anything, this is the way to do it. Now, initially, I thought that this would be awesome because I could go ahead, kill more hands, get some more money, and try out some other weapons. But that wasn't the case. Because you're not meant to do this, the enemies you kill don't even respawn. And because some parts require you to kill all enemies to move on to the next bit, I eventually got stuck in this open space. But when I went back to my previous save, the issue still remained. I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out this code. I thought it had something to do with the expensive fruits, and in hindsight, I think it did, but it wasn't too clear. So eventually, after exhausting every single option that I could find, I looked online and I found a full playthrough of the game. So massive thanks to this guy right here for having the balls to actually get through this. He figured out the code, and so did I. Which is great because now I have the key to the crib room.
There you go. And I've got the key. I don't even know. I have no idea where to find those numbers. Maybe there was something cryptic that I had to figure out, but now I'm in the crib and I can put that there, and now I've got this to figure out. Is this the one with the notes that I was trying to do? This one? What even? There we go. Okay, cool. Now I figured that. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get to that point in the video, so, but it makes no sense, man. Now I've got the toilet key, let's go to the toilet, and I'm pretty sure I've got to put some food in the toilet. I'm actually gonna save before this happens, because something's gonna happen, right? Something crazy. Right. I'll put that there. I've got that there. Do I put the stuff back? Yeah, I've got that there. That there. Now what? It's just difficult to figure out what to even do at this point. I've checked every single place. I don't even know. I've checked every... Oh. Well, I've got 999 ETH. And that was it. What the... What is... Yeah, alright, cool. I mean, I beat the game. Very strange. Not gonna lie, I'm... Let's see what the autosave is like, right? Does this give me anything else? No.
Well, there you go. I beat the game. For some reason, it gives you a whole load of money that you can't even use, not even in a new save. And it just cuts to the menu screen, and there you go. Now, this game does have some replayability if you're up for a challenge. And that's because after beating the game on medium, you get access to Nightmare. In Nightmare mode, you can only use the handgun. Enemies do more damage, and there's also the same amount of them, doing whatever hands do. There are no different enemies. There's nothing else besides that. I mean, enemies do a bit more damage. They still take the same amount of damage, just 3 shots. And the only enemy in this game are just hands. That's it. There's nothing else. So because I knew what to do, I very quickly got to the house. The first puzzle where I had to open that sequence box wasn't too difficult. It was still a bit difficult because you had to remember a sequence 10 times. But after this is the looping corridor. Now, because I already knew what to do, I got through there pretty quick. However, the next bit, the Sudoku room, turned out to be my breaking point. Now, before, it was already quite challenging. It didn't seem to have any kind of logic, but I sort of found some, and I guess I got lucky. But after failing again and again and again, even trying to attempt some kind of logic, trying to, I guess, play Sudoku with already assigned numbers on every door, even when I was trying to play by the rules, it didn't work. I even no-clipped out of the map and jumped on top of the level just to see if I could find the key in one of these rooms, but it wasn't there, confirming that I had to actually open all of these doors just to access the key. So I went back to the live stream that I saw before just to see if there was some kind of logic, something that I was missing. And it turns out there wasn't. There are 16 doors, and you have to open 8 of them, all at complete random. It leads you on with the 7 and Sudoku, making you think that you have to play Sudoku somehow. But no, it's a complete lie. So with that, I called it a night. Because to be honest, there wasn't really much else to explore. But yeah, that was it. Exorcism Ritual. A game that had some kind of promise, but it was very short in the end, and actually forced me to use paper for the first time in years. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And of course, a massive thanks to all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate it very much. And of course, a massive shout out to all of my Wicked Slayers and Cyber Wizards. Gibbles by the dozen, TimeWiz, Anastasius, Nick Not Worth £9 Waller, The Cuddly Bot, Montana Tuska, Camille B, Sprunkly, Negadan, Rare Alex, Basto, Finra, Alex Caprol, Lynn Kerr, Mr. Pine, Spooky, Artistical, Rizal Bagatti, King Swing, Distant Reality, Legayana, Draga Funyan, Christian Barbu, Alex Nibs, Arcadius, Dr. Damien Rompapus, and Mr. Tech Type. And I'll see you next week with less Sudoku.